Hi, welcome to my channel, Zazaline. My name is Janita, and on today's project we are working on this cute little bag. It is for a little girl. If you have kids, you probably know these characters, Bluey. I have a embroidery machine and I found this design on Etsy. If you would like to make the same, I just added the flowers. They are glow in the dark. We also have reflective zipper. So that's for the safety feature. And this is how it looks on the top. And we have one hidden pocket here. And it is fully lined. We don't have any pockets on the inside. I just wanted to keep it simple. So this is how the bag looks like. So yes, let's get started. So as always, let's go over all the things we need. So we need the pattern. The pattern you can find on zazalinestudio.com. Then we need a zipper pull, buckle, and this is optional. You can just use just a strap or whatever you like. Strap, and this is the bias tape. If you like this design, if you have embroidery machine, you can find it on Etsy. I forgot to mention you will need one large zipper and one small zipper. This one is for the pocket and this one goes around on the top. So let's work on the small pocket now, which is gonna be in the back, on the back panel. So you want to insert your zipper, and then we will need 2 and 2. So 2 exterior and 2 linings. And very simply, we are gonna place them together. So the good sides are facing each other. And you clip it in place. And this is my good side. I know it's hard to see, but it is. This is the wrong side. The other side is a good side. So we will, these two are facing each other, good sides facing each other. And we are gonna go back to the machine and we are gonna sew 1 centimeter on each side, 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so once we are done, we can open it up. And we are gonna introduce 2 panels. C is the lower pocket and D is the lining of the pocket. So this is cut on fold, so it's gonna be twice as big. And that's the lining, and this is the exterior, and I do have interfacing on the other side. And now let's put all these pieces together. So first of all, let's find a midline on the main panel and also on the zipper. So you just put these tabs together. They have to match. And let me just remove this so it's easier. Okay, and let's find the midline. Hard to bend, but the midline is here, a tiny little notch. And let's do the other side too. Okay, so now when we have the midlines, we are gonna place the zipper facing left and we will flip it down. So good sides facing each other. This is a good side and this is good side facing each other. Line up the notches and then we can put the lining, and we are putting the good side of the lining down. And you can mark the midline if you want. I'm just gonna go by the sides. It's in the middle. I'm happy. And now we will take it to the sewing machine and we are gonna go as close to the zipper as we can. once we are done, we can cut out the excess on the sides, just so it's nice and even and it's easier to work with. There we go. Now we are gonna expose the zipper, so open it up, and now we are gonna introduce new panel, and that would be B. So B has interfacing on it too. And I used fusible fleece, but you can use any type of interfacing. It depends. If you are using vinyl, then you probably won't need any interfacing. If you are using very thin cotton, you will need something like a decouplable light. It depends on the structure of the bag. So if you want the bag to be nice and soft, like in my case, it is for little girls, so I want it to be nice and soft with a little bit of structure. So that's why the fusible fleece. And we have the B panel, and what we are gonna do, again, we will find the mid mark, just a tiny little snip, and we can find the mid mark on the other side for later on. Okay, so now we are gonna take the long side, we will flip it the good side down, and we will line up the notches. Flip it around, we will take the lining, the pocket, and we will bring it up. And again, I am just gonna go by the sides. You can find the midline too if it's easier for you. And we will go back to the sewing machine, and again we will try to get as close to the zipper as possible. So once we are done, we will open it up, and we are gonna top stitch right here. So this is what we should have so far. So we created a little hidden pocket, and that's why I used a little different zipper, because nobody can see it. If we have anything extending on the side, we can cut it off just to make it nice and even. There we go. We can put this on the side. Oh, my pocket is sticking out a little bit here. There, better. And we are gonna take F. So this is the upper gusset, and we need 2 exteriors and 2 linings. So, and we need the zipper equal size, and a zipper pull. So now, first of all, we are gonna put the zipper in, and we are gonna keep one of each, one exterior, one lining, and let's put the zipper in. So to put the zipper in is you put it a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other. You just want to do a tiny little bit on each side. Make sure they are equal. And then you want to give it a little push. Of course, it's not gonna work now when I'm filming. That's the Murphy's Law. Okay, you want to make sure they are equal on both sides, and then you just push it in. Okay, so now let's take the exterior panel facing good side, facing up. We will take the zipper, and we will place the zipper down. And then we are gonna take lining, and the good side of the lining goes down. We will line up the sides and take it to the sewing machine. And again, we are gonna try to get as close to the zipper as possible. Just a little note, if you are using a printed zipper, or in my case, I have a reflective zipper, I want the reflective zipper to be showing as much as possible. So I'm not gonna go as close to the zipper. I'm gonna stay somewhere in maybe half, because I want the reflective zipper to be showing. Okay, so as you can see, my zipper is showing a little bit more, and that's what I wanted. If I had a regular zipper, I would get as close as possible. But this is supposed to be show-off piece, so I try to keep it exposed. And the same, if you have a nice printed zipper that you want to show off, you would do the same thing. So now let's clip it in place. And if you want, you can run a hot iron over, and we are gonna top stitch, and then we are gonna also go around. Okay, so once we have the one side done, then we will do the same thing on the other side. So we will take again the exterior panel. We are gonna place it on top of the zipper, the good side down, so good sides facing each other. Then we are gonna take the lining, we will flip this around. And the lining, the good side of the lining goes down, line up the sides. And we will do exactly the same thing. If you have a nice zipper that you want to show off, you are not gonna go as close to the zipper, you are gonna go maybe in the middle, and then we will open it up and top stitch all around. Okay, so this is how it should look like when you are done on both sides. Now I have a little excess here, so let's make it nice and even. And the same on the other side. There we go. And now we are gonna grab panel E, and that's the lower gusset. And just a little note, if you have a regular zipper and you went all the way to the zipper teeth, this is how it should be like. So this exterior panel is supposed to be closer. In my case, I wanted to expose the zipper because this is reflective zipper. So then when you take the panel E, and you will notice that this is a little bit shorter. And the reason is because I went apart. I have the zipper more exposed. If you went closer to the teeth, zipper teeth, then this should line up nicely. This should be, see, this is the extra. So this should line up nicely. We can fix this, no problem. All we have to do, because we want to match up this to this is supposed to be the same size. So I have just a little bit over, so I'm gonna cut a little bit on both sides. And before I do that, I will go back to the sewing machine and I will sew a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut the ends, just to make sure that these two parts are the same. Okay, so I just simply stitched again, a little bit more away from the edge, and I am going to cut a little bit away, just so we have the two pieces matching. Let's do the same in here. Okay, let's try again. And yes, it is almost the same size, so let me just cut a little bit more off. And most likely you don't have to do this if you don't have a zipper that you want to show. If you just have a regular zipper, you will get as close to the zipper teeth as possible, and then it's all gonna match up. Okay, I think we are good. And I still have the stitching on the side. So now what we are gonna do, this is the panel E, and we just need one piece of each. Now we are gonna line up the sides. So we will place the good side down. Let's secure it. And then on the other side, the lining good side down. And we will do the same thing here. And we will go to the sewing machine, and we are gonna do 1 centimeter on both sides, 3/8 of an inch. So once you are done, make sure you do the 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter. That's important, otherwise it's not gonna work. You will notice that this middle piece is a little bit shorter, and that's okay. As I designed the pattern, we have both parts equal, but then of course once you are sewing on both sides, not always it lines up, so you cut off a little bit, and then that makes this one a little bit shorter and this one a little bit longer. That's okay, this is what's supposed to happen. I usually count a little bit extra because I know at the end we will have to cut the side. So these ones we had to cut off a little bit. You know, sometimes it's longer, a little shorter. So yeah, just so you know, the middle piece is a little bit shorter than the outer pieces, even though we cut out the pieces exactly the same. Anyways, now once we are at this stage, we will flip it open. So now we will have the exterior fabric on the outside and lining on the inside. And we are gonna do the same thing for easier manipulation later on. We are just gonna go and we will stitch on both sides at the very end, the edge of the panel. So because now the lining is kind of flimsy, goes all over the place. So once we stitch it in place, it's gonna be more like this. It's gonna be easier to manage later on. And before we go all around, we are gonna top stitch on both sides. So this is what we should have at this moment. So we top stitched on both sides. We have the zipper here. We have the bottom gusset, and we went all around to secure the lining and the exterior panel. So now we can put this on a side. We will come back to it later. Okay, so now we are gonna grab panel A, which is 2 exteriors and one exterior and 2 linings. So we have the 2 linings and 1 exterior panel, and So I have embroidery machine, obviously, and this design I didn't design. I usually do my own digitizing. I didn't have time, so I bought this on Etsy. If you are interested, you just go on Bluey, embroidery Bluey, and you will see a few designs. I just added the flowers, and they are glow in the dark flowers, just to add special effect for a little girl. Anyways, so that's panel A, and we are gonna grab, this is the front, this is the back, and we have two linings. So we are gonna flip it the wrong side up. We are gonna take the lining, and the lining is gonna be good side up. So the wrong sides are facing each other. Wrong side, wrong side. And let's place it in this way. And now we are just gonna go back to the machine and we are gonna stitch all around. And try to stay close to the edge, about 3 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so this is how it should look like. My lining is showing through a little bit. That's okay. I think I cut it a little bit bigger. So let's just make sure the pieces are equal. They are the same. So we will cut a little bit off, just of the lining. And we will also make sure the other piece is the same. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. And now this side is looking okay. I have a little bit more here. Okay, good. Okay, so let's get the strap ready, and we will need two pieces, one shorter, one longer, and the length of the strap depends on who you are making the bag for. I'm making it for a little girl. She's 6, so the measurements will be included in the pattern. I usually like to seal the ends. Make sure you don't burn the house down, but you see these little frays. Oh, there we go. Now let's do the other side. Okay. Now we are gonna grab the back panel. And this is important, not the front, the back panel, because the back panel is gonna sit against the body, and that's where you want to have the strap. So my strap has two sides, a good side and wrong side. So I am putting the strap good side down, and I will clip it and I will make it where the pocket is, so it's flushed with the pocket. So just the end here, and then I will take the other smaller piece, and again I will line it up with the top of the pocket, clip it in place. Now we will take it to the sewing machine and we will just attach the straps on both sides. Okay, so once you attached the straps, and you can make your own straps. I just, this is easier. I have some straps available, so this is how it's gonna look like when it's open. And just let's roll it up and keep it out of the way. And now we are gonna put it on a side. We are gonna grab the gusset and we will mark the midlines. So you want to line it up. And we just want to do tiny little notch, just little one, big enough so we can see, or you can mark it with your pen. So both sides. And then we will go on the other side and do the same on the other side. And then we will take the front panel and do the same thing on the front. Make sure it lines up nicely. Okay, then we are gonna do it across on the longer side. And these little notches are gonna help us to line up the gussets. Okay, so you just want to do tiny little notches, nothing too big. And we already have one on the top. Let's do one on the bottom. And then on the long sides. There you go. Once this is all done, we are gonna put all the pieces together. Okay, so let's work on the front panel first. So we are looking at the good side. Now we are gonna flip this inside out. Now we have the zipper on the left side. We are looking at the lining. So first we are gonna start with the top where the zipper is. And we are gonna line up the notches. And we are gonna do lots of clipping. So mark the top one here, then the bottom one, line up the notches on the bottom, and then the sides. And this is the reason why we did the notches. I can't see the notch in here. It's here. Okay. And once you clip it in, then you are gonna go from the top and you are gonna go sideways. And once you get in here, we will do tiny little cuts, but just tiny little ones. I just want you to see how tiny, tiny little cuts. Nothing too crazy. This was too small. Okay. And it's gonna help you, I don't know if you can see, tiny little cuts. And you will need lots of pins. The more the better. And you go all around and clip it in place. Okay, so once you have it clipped all around, we are gonna take it to the sewing machine, and now we are gonna do about 1 centimeter from the edge, so 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so now once we have this part done, we will do exactly the same thing. So we are gonna take our other back panel. Let's secure this in place so it's not all over. Maybe we can hide the zipper pull so it doesn't get in. Okay, and we are gonna make sure that the top zip, or the zipper on the top, is gonna be lined up with the zipper on the other panel. And we will place it in. And again, we are gonna line up the notches, and we are gonna do exactly the same thing. We will clip it all around. And again, just do the bottom and the sides first. And then from the top, you want to work your way away from the midline. And again, we are gonna take it to the sewing machine, and we are gonna go all around with 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so once we are done on both sides, we are just gonna take the scissors and we will go all around and make sure that it's all nice and even before we put the bias tape in, because this has to be equal. So just go around, cut anything that is uneven or one fabric is sticking out. Okay, so once everything is nice and even, then we are gonna take the bias tape, and you will need 2-inch wide tape, and let's start on the side. So we are gonna just attach it to the side here, and again you will clip it all around, and we will take it to the machine, and we are gonna do 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch all around. If you don't have long enough pieces that would go around, this is how you extend or connect the two bias tapes. You will put them a 90-degree angle, and then you are gonna sew from this point to this point. So right here. Okay, so when you connected the two pieces, you are just gonna cut off the end. And the same thing here. You will leave about 1 centimeter. And this is how you have a nice connection. Nobody's gonna even know that you connected the two pieces. And if you want, you can give it a good press. Okay, so when you are done, you want these two end pieces to overlap a little bit. And now we are gonna go back. We will fold this all the way towards the edge, and you will go over. And you clip it in place, and you will do this all around. So fold it and fold it again. And again, don't be afraid to use the clips. They are your best friends. So once you get to the end, you want to have one short, and this one is overlapping, and you are just gonna fold it on a side, then fold it again, and this is it. Okay, we are gonna take it to the machine, and again we are gonna go around. And this time we are gonna sew from this side, so we will lay it flat, and we want to make sure that all the stitching is gonna be covered. So make sure the fold is deep enough so it covers all the stitching. We don't really care about this side because this side is was caught everywhere, so we just want to worry about this side now. Okay, so the binding is done on one side. Now we are gonna do the same exact thing on this side. So you want to grab your piece, you want to start somewhere on the side, and we want to make sure that this extension that we did is facing up. So then we can later on roll it down. So let's start here, and again we will clip it in place. And you want to start again on the flat side, because then later on when we turn it around you want to have it easier and have it this way. So this is a little harder to do, but it will be easier later. So when we are done on both sides, we covered all the raw edges. Now we are gonna reveal how the bag looks like. This is always my favorite part. We want to make sure that there are no holes anywhere, that we covered everything. But if you did the 1 centimeter seam allowance, you shouldn't have any problems. Okay, oh, that looks so cute. Okay, so just push out the corners. Let's zip it up and see how it looks. Oh, that looks cute. Okay, so now we are gonna work on the straps. Okay guys, so I made a mistake. I had the strap the wrong way. So when I said previously that it's supposed to be the other way, I was wrong. It is supposed to be this way. So when you are sewing, you are supposed to be looking at the good side. So I had to just unstitch the sides, flip it over, and now it's the correct way. Not a big deal, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know, just in case you have a strap that has a good side and wrong side, so you don't make the same mistake as I did. So there we go. So we have the bag almost done. The last thing is the buckle. So we have to add the buckle. So I will add the smaller one. Not smaller one, but this part on the smaller strap. So we want to go over, and I don't know what kind of buckle you have. You might have a little different one, and then over here. So now we will fold this and attach it here. And we are gonna go to the machine and just stitch as much as you can. If you can do a nice cross, that would be nice. I don't think I will have that much space, so I will just do 2 lines. And then we will do the other side. Okay, so the other side, we will start with the glider or strap adjuster, and we are gonna go over the mid bar. We are gonna leave a nice big loop here. Okay, and now we are gonna go over. There's a mid bar too, but you might have a different type. Now let's make the end a little bigger, because now we have to go back over the bar in the middle. So we will go, now we will go on the inside. So we are gonna do 1 more loop, but inside. Just a little tighter. Good. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger so we have more space. Okay, so now we have the small loop. So we go like this, around, underneath the bar, and out. We will fold it and attach it here. So this is how it looks like. Let's clip it in place, and again we are gonna stitch a few times. If you can do a little rectangle with a cross in the middle. If not, if you don't have enough space, just do a few lines. Okay, so I managed to go twice. I couldn't do really a rectangle. I don't have enough space there. So just make sure you go back and forth, and you do at least 2 lines to make it more secure. And this is it. So now we can adjust the strap. So there we go. So now she can wear it whichever she wants, over the shoulder, maybe even around the waist. Yeah, this is it. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you for watching and sticking with me till the end. And I will see you next week on another project.